Welcome to Money First CEO, the podcast for business owners ready to run their business like a boss and make their money work smarter, not harder. I'm Harman Johnston, bookkeeper, profit first professional, business coach, and mum of two from Sydney, Australia. I've built a thriving business by mastering money habits and systems that create real freedom. This show will help you take control of your finances so you can build a business and life that truly works for you. Every episode delivers one powerful takeaway you can action right away for more clarity, confidence, and cash. And from time to time, I'll be joined by special guests, fellow entrepreneurs, experts, and real business owners, sharing their money wins, lessons, and insights to inspire your next move. Because when you put money first, you unlock the options and freedom you deserve. So hit follow, grab your coffee, and let's dive in. Hey there, and welcome back to the Money First CEO, where we believe if you put your money first, the rest will follow. I'm your host, Harman Johnston, and today we're talking about people. More specifically, the three types of people in business and how each one impacts your energy, your profit, your boundaries, and your long-term success. This idea comes from organizational psychologist Adam Grant in his best-selling book, Give and Take. And once I read it, I couldn't unsee it. In myself, in my clients, in partnerships, even in team dynamics. And here's the breakdown. Givers are people who naturally help, support, and give value. Takers are people who always want more and rarely give back. And then we have the matchers, who are people who give as much as they get, keeping things even. And today we're going to explore how these three styles show up in business, why being a giver isn't the problem, but being an unboundaried giver is, and how you can build wealth, serve others, and protect your peace. So let's get into it. So let's explain the three types of people. The givers. These are the helpers, the ones who lead with value. They give advice, share their time, support others, often without expecting much in return. In business, givers are the ones saying yes too much, undercharging, over-delivering, feeling drained, but still wanting to help. And then we have the takers. These folks are opportunistic. They take value wherever they can get it, sometimes subtly, sometimes aggressively. They tend to ask for free advice constantly, push boundaries, expect discounts, and disappear once they've gotten what they want. And lastly, we have the matchers, who live by fairness. You help me and I'll help you. It's all about balance. They're transactional by nature and tend to keep score. And here's the twist. According to the research, the people who fail the most in business are givers, but also the people who succeed the most long-term are also givers. So the key is how you give. And how this shows up in business? I can see this play out all the time with clients, especially service providers, coaches, and creatives. If you're a natural giver, you probably offer a quick call that turns into free consulting. Help in DMs without a boundary. Underpriced because you just want to help people. And take on more than you should because you feel guilty saying no. And that's something I used to be back in the early days. And what happens? You're resentful, you're overworked, your revenue doesn't match the effort, you attract clients who expect a lot and don't value your time. So on the flip side, if you've ever had a taker client, you know how draining that is. They ghost invoices, they push the job scope, they pick your brain with no intention of paying, and they always want you to prioritize them. And then we have the matchers, and they can feel more fair, but they're still transactional. And when you're trying to build a business with real relationships and referrals, that can limit your growth. So how can we be a strategic giver? And here's what I've learned and what I teach my clients. You don't have to stop being a giver. You just have to put a system around it. And if you've been listening to me for a while, you know I like to create a system for everything. I'm a systems person. And what does that look like, having a system around being a giver? You give generously inside your boundaries. You create content that helps many, not just one person at a time. You set pricing that honors your value and your energy. And you let your business deliver the transformation, not your unpaid time. I'm generous, I love helping, but I'm no longer giving to the point of depletion because that's not CEO energy. That's a short-term hustle. So how does all of this connect to money and profit first, you ask? So let's tie this back to what we always come back to here, which is money clarity. When you operate as a boundaried giver, you create containers for your generosity, free content, lead magnets, community offers. You charge in alignment with the transformation you provide. You stop leaking time, energy, and emotional labor into the wrong places. And you have the capacity to fund your life and give freely. Because the more cash flow clarity you have, the more you can give without guilt. And that's why I love Profit First. It protects your profit, your personal pay, your tax savings, and give you a clear operating expense budget for generosity, team, and tools. You want to give? Great. Give from your OPEX account, not your owner's pay. You want to invest in someone else? Do it from the overflow or the emergency fund, not from panic. And boundaries make generosity sustainable, and structure makes impact scalable. So, what's your move this week? Audit your giving style. Ask yourself, am I a giver, a taker, or a matcher? Most of the time. Where am I overgiving to the wrong people? Do I have boundaries around my energy, time, and value? Is my pricing in alignment with what I provide? And here's a little tool I use. If giving leaves you feeling resentful, it wasn't giving, it was leaking. If giving leaves you feeling energized, you're aligned. And here's what I want you to walk away with. You don't have to stop being generous, just stop being drained. Be the giver who lasts, the one with boundaries, clarity, and structure. Because the more whole you are financially and energetically, the more you can serve, lead, and grow. And that's it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in to the Money First CEO, where we put money first and the rest will follow. If this episode helped shift how you think about giving in business, send it to someone else who leads with the heart but needs stronger boundaries. Until next time, lead with intention, protect your energy, and keep building like a real CEO.
Thanks for hanging out with me on Money First CEO. If you got value from this episode, hit subscribe, drop a 5-star review, and share it with someone who's building their business too. All the goodies are in the show notes, and you can find me on socials for more tips and tools to help you. Until next time, keep putting money first, and the rest will follow.